Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals, please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First application is application 24-215 of David and Bozina Ordina, property located in Copiague. Name and address for the record.
Bożena Ordinana, and I live at 287 Beachview Street, Copiague.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Name and address.
Richard Bronchick for JL Drafting, 707 Route 110, Farmingdale, New York.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated December 12th, 2024. A approval from May 20th, 2004. Stairs, maximum allowable, okay, so. Department of Environmental Control dated November 18, 2024. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Barry Farr dated October 17, 2023. Tax map acting as an area map and
Chairman, there's 4 photographs on the site plan by Norman C. Locke, dated January 16, 2024.
would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, sir. We're seeking permission to diminish the rear yard setback from 30 feet to 15 feet for a second-story proposed deck, and also diminish the north side yard setback from 10 feet to 6 feet for the deck, increase the total building area from 30% to 35.5%, and diminish the distance to the north side lot line from 2 feet to 1 feet for a shed, an existing shed, and increase the area of the front yard used as a driveway from 40% to 46.2.6%. The main issue here is the deck, proposed deck, and we'd like to construct a 12 by 12 second floor rear deck, which would be adjoining an existing 9 by 12 deck, creating a new 12 by 21 deck. Now the rear yard and side yard setbacks that we're requesting are already existing. For the rear yard, all we're trying to do is match up with the existing deck. So we're not looking for an increase in the relaxation that's already existing. The same with the side of the property. The house already has a setback of actually less than 6 feet. And we're just aligning to the back, to the side of the house. As far as the increase in the proposed building area, we're not actually going from 30 to 35.5. The board has already approved, and we have a 32.3% building area granted from a decision by the board from May 20th, 2004. And as far as the shed is concerned, the shed is less than 100 square feet. It's only only just over 40 square feet. Only one corner is close to. If you look at the survey, you can see that it was put up at an angle, and only one corner is a foot away from the property line. The rest of it is more than the required 2 feet. And as far as the driveway is concerned, the driveway and the shed were both existing when the current property owner purchased the house in 2017. And I'll be happy to take any questions.
Thank you. I'll turn the hearing over to Mrs. Corditas.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, over here.
Oh, I'm looking. Sorry.
So with the deck extension, do you feel that this is going to affect your neighbors at all?
Well, would you like to answer that?
No,
Yeah, talking to you.
no, I don't think so. We have quiet neighbors. Everybody's to themselves. So I don't see how would that affect my neighbors.
And are you going to continue to live there, or are you selling the property?
No, I'm not selling it.
You're not selling?
We just basically bought it, so.
Okay, but what's the purpose of the deck expansion?
Just, because the current one is kind of small. you know, and it's old already, so we wanted to renovate, and while renovating, we would like to extend for like family entertainment, you know.
There's no renting?
No, there's no renting.
With regards to the shed, could it be moved 1 foot in order to conform with the required setbacks? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to delete variance number 4 on application 24-215.
Favor?
Aye.
So you know you have to move the shed.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
No,
I'm not
you ain't done yet.
Sorry.
Don't go away.
I thought it was, sorry.
All right.
Okay, so we're not getting the variance for the shed, we have to move it.
She agreed to move it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
So if we were to approve this application, would you agree to the second-story deck not to be enclosed above or below, and no further expansion of the driveway?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good? Okay, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 24-215 with the condition, second-story deck not to be enclosed above or below, and no further expansion of the driveway. As amended.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Look,
Now, thank
Now
you
you
very
can go.
much. Have a good evening.
Oh, God.
you too.
No.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Next application is application 24-245 of Wanda Smith, property located in Copaig.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell, Blanda, and Visconti, with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo dated December 12, 2024. Environmental control memo dated December 17, 2024. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Michael K. Wicks, last dated August 7th, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Chairman, there's 5 photographs.
what would you like to tell us?
I'm here tonight on behalf of the property owner, Wanda Smith, seeking some minimal setback variances in connection with the construction of a new home on this property. It is a conforming lot. However, the dwelling looks different than the aerial that you see there. It had been fire damaged earlier this year. It is located on the north side of 41st Street. It is west of Pacific Street. It is zoned Residence B, so it requires 10,000 square feet, which the property has, and 100 feet of frontage. This is a 100 by 100-foot parcel, so it complies with the zoning code. Again, the existing one-story dwelling that was there was built back in 1950. It had a CO, but it unfortunately suffered fire damage earlier this year. The property owner, Ms. Smith, who is here with me tonight, and some of her family members would like to construct a 2-story, 5-bedroom dwelling on this property in order to have her sister, her brother, and his daughter live on the property together. They had previously done so, and it didn't really work very well in a 1-story home. So now that they have the opportunity to redevelop the property, she had looked at homes and found a home built by a builder that the board is probably familiar with, Mr. Stanley Gilpin. He's built quite a few homes in the town, and so this particular floor plan, she's described it to me as her dream home. So we meet the lot area, street frontage, and the side yard setback requirements. We're seeking to reduce the front yard setback from 30 feet to 25 feet, just for the length of the porch. The porch is 26 feet in length. That's a 16.5% variance, so it's pretty minimal. The rear yard variance that we're seeking is to reduce from 40 feet required to 37 feet. which is a 7.5% variance, again, minimal. This extra 3 feet, however, for the inside of the home allows the bedroom sizes upstairs to meet the building code, and so that she can have the number of bedrooms that she's seeking to accommodate her entire family, and have a nice open floor plan on the first floor so they're not all bumping into each other. Much of this area was developed with rear yards less than 40 feet because previously the code allowed a 25-foot rear yard if you had 100 feet of depth, but less than 125 feet of depth. So when I tried fishing around to see if there were any prior approvals, I'm not going to really find any because those rear yards actually did comply to the prior zoning code. I did, however, create a map of some homes that are abutting and on 41st Street, and I used the GIS maps to measure their rear yards. And they do range from, with the exception of the immediate neighbor to the west, which is at approximately 40 feet, the other homes range from about 32 feet to 38 feet in rear yards over there. Ms. Smith also spoke with many of her neighbors, and I do have 11 letters in support from neighbors on 41st Street. I'm just going to hand that up along with the aerial map.
Thank you.
I also went over all the covenants and conditions with Ms. Smith, and she has agreed to single-family, owner-occupied, no accessory apartment. With respect to the front porch, she understands there's no enclosure of the front porch. We do believe that the benefit to Ms. Smith and her family really outweighs any potential detriment. We really don't see a detriment to allowing this slightly larger home on this parcel, particularly since it does meet the lot area. It is in character with most of the other homes, given that they were developed with the prior code. And there's not going to be any rentals on this site. No unregistered vehicles will be on this site. We did go over this with Ms. Smith. There was a mention in the memo of a history of complaints. She said there was an unregistered vehicle there about 10 years ago, and she did pay a fine and registered it, but she said there was never a rental on the property. So I'm here to answer any questions. She really just wants to rebuild her home and get her family back in there.
Good. Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Ms. Cortez again.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. So what is the basement going to be used for?
It's open area for storage.
It's going to be open area for storage?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's going to be no renting? I know
No
you said
renting,
it, but just...
no second kitchen, correct. Owner occupied, yeah. This is all members of one family.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Okay, and you did say you agreed to all the covenants and restrictions, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe there's 13,
Okay.
maybe 14, but yes, all of them.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 24-245, subject to the covenant and restrictions 1 through 16 and conditions.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.
On the planning memo, right. Thank you, Katie.
Next application is application 24-243 of Shadud Hibberts, property located in Deer Park.
Hi, my name is Shadi Hibberts, 157 22nd Street, Deer Park.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me just read this stuff in before you start,
Okay.
okay? For the record, we have a planning division memo dated December 12th, 2024. Environmental control memo dated December 17th, 2024. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A tax map acting as an area map, a survey by Adrian LaSala, dated April 25th, 2023, and
Chairman, there's 12 photographs and a sign plan by Jomo J. Charles, G. Charles, dated August 8, 2024.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, so permission to diminish front yard setback from 30-inch to 24 for our covered porch. I purchased in June 2023, so I purchased the house just like that. And the reason is I'm trying to do an extension in the back because my mom is her health is diminishing, so she's gonna be living with me. So I need to provide, some space for her, extra space, her and my brother. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Correcchia.
Good evening. This extension is going to come off, how are you getting into the extension that you're proposing? Where's the entranceway?
Through my front house.
Through your home?
Yes.
The area, it appears that there's a bedroom back there.
Yeah, that's my daughter's bedroom. So that's gonna be it's gonna be open.
So the bedroom is going to be eliminated. It's not going
Right.
to be part of,
Right. So it'll be open, so everyone could have back and forth to my mom's area.
okay,
You can't pass through a bedroom to get to another habitable space. So you wouldn't be able to have a bedroom in that where it currently is.
Okay.
so you're going to open that area, you're not going to use it as a bedroom then, correct?
No,
It will be an open area, not a bedroom,
right.
okay? And the intention of this extension is, what is the reason for it?
For my mom to come and live with me because she's getting older and my brother also is disabled, so I need them closer so I could.
And your brother and mom are going to move in with you?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not going to be an accessory apartment or anything?
No.
So it's just your family?
My
will be
family,
living there?
yes.
One kitchen, correct?
One kitchen.
Okay. Is there a basement? Is there a basement there also?
Yes, I have a
Is it-
basement.
Is it finished or unfinished?
No, it's not. It's not finished.
Okay. And that's going to just be for storage area?
Just for storage, yeah. There's no heating down there or anything. It's not finished.
Give me 1 minute. So what we're going to ask you to do is, you're going to have to show on a set of plans that that bedroom is eliminated and made into open space, because you can't have a pass-through bedroom into the extension,
Okay,
you know? So these we're going to need revised plans to show that.
okay.
And maybe widen the door area?
Yes, yes, I was reading that. And I
okay.
spoke to my
Perfect.
architect about that also.
Very good. Chairman, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Yeah, then we have conditions also. I got 'em. You'd agree that there is a shed there also, correct?
Yes, there's a shed.
Okay, so if you would agree if that shed ever became in disrepair or needs to be taken down and rebuilt, it will be rebuilt in a conforming location?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. The second-story deck would not be further enclosed above or below, correct?
Front porch.
Front
On
porch.
The front
Front porch, right. I won't
Where is that
enclose it. I was also reading about that.
There it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Mr. Chairman, no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? I think I said this, right?
Yeah.
There was nobody here on it, okay. So we need to wait for the plans?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to close the hearing and reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open until you get us the plan, update that plan for that bedroom in the back and stuff, okay?
Okay, all right.
As soon as we get that, we can move your application.
Okay, all right. So just wait for an email, or when do I drop it off, or?
Yeah, you can drop it off at the zoning office.
3 copies to the zoning board office.
Okay. All right, great, thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have- Next application is application 24-241 of Gresson and Flora Donis, property located in Wheatley Heights.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gerson Garrido. I live in 10 Locust Avenue, Whitley Heights, New York, 11798.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a planning memo dated December 12th, 2024, environmental control memo dated December 17th, 2024. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Joseph Petito dated April 4th, 2024, tax map acting as an area map, and
Mr. Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
And Mr. Chairman, there needs to be an amendment. This should read all in connection with the proposed second floor addition and a two-story addition.
I'll make a motion to amend the application 24-241 to read all in connection with a proposed second floor addition and a two-story addition.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, there's also a site plan by John J. Weberg dated June 22nd, 2024.
Would you like to tell us about the application?
Yeah, it's just my family is growing, and having the house was one of my dreams. So now I make it happen a couple of years ago, and I got my mom here recently. So that's one of the main ideas, to have a second floor on it, since my brothers as well live with me, and that's gonna be just it.
Okay. So everything here is actually an existing, what you're asking for relief here. So, and what do you, and exactly, so are you adding
Yeah, to the back.
to the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Yeah. Can you just confirm that there'll be no accessory apartments here?
No.
No, this is
Not at
just
all.
for your family.
It's just me for my mom, my brothers, and that's pretty much it.
All right, that's good. I'll make a motion to approve application 24-241 as amended.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, the next application is application 24-242, property located in Deer Park on Adams Street, 250 Adams Street.
Good evening.
Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening.
Hamayan Malik
Sumaira Malik.
in 250 Adams Street, Deer Park.
You both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated December 12, 2024, environmental control memo dated December 17, 2024. Just that you should be aware that your lot abuts wetlands, freshwater wetlands. This is
Yes.
in that memo, okay?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Survey by Vincent Perillo, I think. The stamp is kind of hard. Anyway, dated July 28, 2008. Tax map, Acton, is that an area map? And
Chairman, there's 6 photographs and a site plan by Charles Philip Lembo dated March 2024.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, we are missing the affidavit of posting. You have that form that you posted your sign?
The sign is posted, but let me share that. Yes, we have that.
Is it filled out? Yeah? Good, okay. All right, what would you like to tell us about the application?
All right, we're seeking permission on 3 counts. We're diminishing the front yard and the backyard and increasing the coverage. The reason for diminishing the front yard is we're adding a open porch, a cover essentially on the entrance. It's related to the weather conditions, just to protect from the weather while we're entering the rains and the sun. And diminishing the backyard is due to we're bringing the laundry from the basement to the ground floor, to the first floor level. And it's an addition of roughly 5 feet 6 inches by 10 feet 6 inches. We're getting a little bit older, and it's getting to the basement and come back is certainly an issue. And we have autistic sons, 23 years old. He lives with us. He's right here sitting. So it's a little bit struggle for him. So we need to put training for him. So these are the primary reason. The lot itself is already non-conforming. It's the area is, I think, zoned for 10,000 feet. We have a little over 8,000. And there's a unique nature of the lot itself. The shape does not allow, it's already, the front and backyards are, I believe, already a bit of non-conforming, the setbacks. So there is, so that's our case, and these are the primary issues we're looking for.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Kretschmer.
Good evening. This extension is going to go directly out off the back of the home?
Yes, sir. It's going to be part of the home.
Okay. The patio, is that going to be demolished? Is that going to be removed to add the extension?
In the backyard, you mean?
Yeah.
The backyard has a flat concrete slab, essentially.
Right.
And that's all it is. We don't intend to take it away, because it's just there. It doesn't really do anything other than, we simply sit there. It's at ground level. So I don't believe it should be taken away.
I just want to see where the extension is going to go.
Yeah,
Back of the garage.
yeah. The extension is on one corner. Yes, that's where it
So
is.
it's going to be,
Square it off.
Yep, that's right.
oh, all right, so you're just squaring it off there.
Correct. We're just squaring off, essentially.
So are they going to relocate whatever?
So everything's coming upstairs from the basement, and you're going to make
Yes,
it a
the
laundry
basement
area.
we're living here for 14 years.
Where's the oil burner in the
Basement.
It's in the
heating system?
basement.
Remains in the basement, it's not going
Yes,
to be in that area?
yeah, we're not moving it. We're not moving it.
Because that's adjoining a bedroom, and we don't want any fossil fuel or heating systems adjoining the bedroom or the,
Yes, we will
laundry room.
comply. We don't plan
so
to
it's gonna stay
actually
down there.
heat or, this space, this new space. It's,
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So where you're going to put the addition, there's a chimney in that corner now. Are you going to move that chimney?
no, it's not going to be moved. It's going to be exactly same. It's enclosed with the bricks. It's a proper chimney, and we're not even touching that.
You're not touching it?
It's going to exactly stay where it is. And
Yeah, I guess. Going to box around it, or is it just going to be brick like,
while it's already brick, we don't plan to box it around
no?
because it's already fairly sturdy,
Yeah.
and it's built for outside conditions, and with simply being enclosed, it's a little more
Right now, it's an
protective.
external chimney, correct? So is there a sleeve inside the chimney or anything, like a triple wall or anything to keep the fumes from entering the proposed new addition?
And there's only one opening, that's at the top of the roof. There's
You
no,
really check into that to see if that chimney needs to be sleeved, if it's going to be enclosed by a living area.
we can do that if that's the part
I
of
would
the,
recommend that.
okay.
You agree that the front porch not be further enclosed
It will not be enclosed.
and the rear deck not be further enclosed?
And now it's an open deck. Well, the patio will stay there because it's a flat concrete it's practically a flat concrete and nothing else over there.
And
So
is
the
the rear
patio,
deck going to be built on top of that? or-
Yeah.
no, the patio will abut the house, will be next to the house, right, where right mouse cursor is at this point. Yeah, yes, it's right there. And it's a small patio, it's not a very, big enough.
All right. No further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board?
That chimney needs to be addressed. It's going to be enclosed.
Yeah.
Recommend you put drywall around the chimney on the interiors. You're gonna be doing drywall anyhow, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Double layer sheet rock on it, that's all.
We'll do that.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. What are we doing here?
All right, holding this. Chairman, I make a motion on application 24-242 that we approve it and with the conditions that the front porch not be further enclosed, the rear deck not be further enclosed, and that the chimney be fire rated for safety purposes.
Second. All in favor? Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
That's it. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Cynthia and John Simonetti.
Next application, 24-240, Cynthia and John Simonetti.
How are you today? My name is John Simonetti,
An address, please?
89 West 22nd Street, Deer Park, New York.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Simonetti. My address is 89 West 22nd Street, Deer Park, New York.
Your both affirm to tell the truth, correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated December 12th, 2024. The Department of Environmental Control memorandum dated December 17th, 2024. Department recommends if there's any, should there be dewatering, town stormwater system be required, the pool contractor will require a temporary discharge permit when he's doing the construction on the pool. This application may not result in any significant impact. We have a tax map as an area map and a survey by Elizabeth McQuilkin dated, where's the date? Not there. December 2nd, no,
No, October 17th, 2024.
October 17th, 2024. Thank you very much. What would you like to tell us about this application?
There's also 10 photographs.
10.
There you go. Yes.
We are requesting permission for an in-ground pool, which will exceed the building area by 2,380.4 square footage. In addition, we would like permission to legally maintain a paver patio in the rear that existed when we purchased the house in 2007. We would also like permission to legally maintain a shed that was purchased from Wood Kingdom in 2020, and it sits on cinder blocks. And also permission to legally maintain a wood deck on the side of the property attached to the home, also existing when we purchased the house, and the height of the deck is a little less than 1 foot.
There's certain conditions, so this is all in conjunction with putting a new in-ground pool in,
Right.
right? Okay. Planning- Is there any way we could move the, what do you have, 2 sheds there?
Just one shed.
Just one shed?
Well, the reason we're requesting permission to keep the shed is the grass area in front of the shed is the only play area for our children, and they do sports.
Do you agree that any patio pavers around the pool or anything will be cut back 2 feet from the property lines?
Yes.
if the shed was ever be removed or rebuilt, or you'd rebuild it in a conforming location?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Same with the deck. The deck has to be removed or rebuilt, you put it in a conforming location.
Yes.
Okay. No further expansion on the deck, you'll agree to that?
Yes.
Including the height,
Yes.
okay? All pavers have got that, okay. No further enclosure on the deck either?
No.
Right, okay. Any other questions from the board?
Good, JC.
Anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay. I make a motion to approve application 24-240 with the conditions on the planning board memo.
Second.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Happy holidays. Thank you, you too.
Okay. Okay. Next application, you could take this. Next application, 24-238, Justin Londano and Mariana Gary.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Justin Lindano. I live at 803 North Delaware Avenue, Lindenhurst.
You affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Does anyone else like to speak?
Yes, sir.
Name and
Thank you.
address.
Louis Santora, architect, 204 5th Street, St. James, New York, assisting the Londanos in the application. Thank you.
And you'll affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memorandum dated December 12th, 2024. We have a Department of Environmental Control memorandum dated December 17th, 2024. Tax map as an area map. And let's see what we got here. A survey by Jack Allison Hall dated, hang in here. You see it? October 21st, 2009.
Chairman, there's also 16 photographs and a site plan by Louis J. Santoro dated August 2024. Santora.
What would you like to tell us about this application?
Yes, good evening, Board. Thank you for hearing us. The Londanos approached me a few months ago. Their main program was to add a garage to the dwelling. There is no garage at the dwelling. There is no basement. It's a split level, front to back. And also they wanted to put a modest in-ground pool in. We recently did receive the permit for the in-ground pool, so they're going to start construction on that in the spring, I believe, correct? Yes, thank you. So we had a problem. We went through a lot of different scenarios to do this plot plan, a lot of different options to fit a garage, detached garage in, and a swimming pool, which is not that large. It's like 14 by 24. No matter what we did, no matter what we came up with, we had to get some kind of relief from the board here. The reason why we put the pool in the back was, proposed the pool in the back instead of the garage, was the electrical lines are on the side of the house and electrical wires, and we have to keep the pool 10 feet away from that. So the pool ended up in the backyard. So the only other spot for the detached garage was on the Frank Street there, in the front yard on Frank Street. The garage is one car. Mr. Londano purchased an exotic Mustang. He wants to keep it in the garage. The existing driveway is in the back corner off Frank Street. And that's why the driveway, we were trying to reuse that curb cut, and that's why the driveway comes in and makes a left turn to the back of the garage. We looked at putting the driveway out the front of the yard, but it was kind of a hardship. There's a telephone pole with a guy wire holding the telephone pole in the front, so that was out of the option. So that's why the driveway's coming out of the Frank Street, where they're using it presently. That's on the garage side. Also, the garage, I even thought about attaching it to the house, but there's electrical meter there, as I said, regarding the pool, and there's also 2 inverters for their air conditioning system on that side of the house. So that's why the garage is in between the house and Frank Street. Regarding the fence, the Landanos bought the house in 2021. They installed this 6-foot fence enclosing their rear yard. As you know, this is a corner property, so it is a hardship there on their backyard. The fence, when they put the fence up, there's other neighbors in the house that have the same fence. I can't speak whether they have permits, whether they ever came before this board, but they put that fence up like that. They put a open picket fence in the front yard, which meets the zoning code. It's 6-foot fence around the backyard to create their backyard area for their family is why we're here, for the fence area. I'll let Justin speak about the driveway gate, 'cause I know it's a part of the variance, and it's a 6-foot high fence. But if you want to speak about how you guys managed that for 3 years without any problems with traffic and safety.
Oh, yeah, sure. So in regard to the 6-foot fence, so we've been there, bought the home in July of 21, did the fence, I want to say a month after we bought the property. We've had 0 issues going in and out of our driveway with the fence. I know it could be like a possible obstruction. We always reverse in, and when we go out, we cautiously go out and we move the vehicles forward. Yeah, we just wanted to create, with the corner lot, we wanted to create a sense of privacy for our family, for our entertainment for our family, if we have any family come over. Yeah, it's more of the whole rationale between the 6-foot fence was more of a privacy issue, just because it's a little tricky with the corner lots.
Turning hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
So prior to you removing the chain link fence, what size was that chain link fence that was on your prior survey?
I believe it's about maybe 4 feet.
Right, so something 4 feet, I don't think you would need a permit for. Something obviously 6 foot now requires a permit. Being that you're a corner lot, would you want to do like across the street, like your neighbor has 4 foot all the way around the perimeter of the property? To conform, you know, it's just, it's tough. We normally don't, we frown upon the 6-foot fence on corner lots, especially due to visibility. I know you said there's been no issues, but it sets a precedence that we really don't want to issue that to other people that come before the board asking for the same thing.
I understand. So essentially, it would be removing that 6-foot fence and just replacing it with a 4-foot fence?
Yeah, the garage, I have no issue with. The garage, that's fine. It's the fence that I have an issue with. The perimeter of the property be a 4-foot, picket fence like your neighbor across the street. For privacy, what if you was to do a 6-foot fence flush off the back of the house? For your privacy with the pool and everything like that.
Yeah, we could explore that. I would be fine with that.
Would you be open to that? Would you want to discuss it with your wife? You don't have to give an
absolutely.
answer right now, but I think that would be a better
Yeah, I think
idea.
we've discussed further options. We've discussed before we got here, in case that was brought up. We're okay with that.
That's my only issue is the fence on this property. Everything else, the house is nice, the property's well kept. I got no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
The conditions on the planning memo, if this was to be approved, no commercial work permitted in the garage, no heat or plumbing in the garage, and no habitable space in the garage. Would you agree to those 3 conditions?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so do we need new plans showing we're going to need new plans showing the new fence,
Understood.
the 4-foot fence.
I dropped it off
and
at the
other
zoning board,
fence.
3 sets? Okay.
Okay, so we're going to keep the record open for new plans and reserve decision at this point.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, happy holidays, everybody. Thank you, board.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Application 24-246, Brian Jaganan and Rajan Mohammed.
Hi, good evening. Christina Bravin, Morano Expediting, 2938 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York.
You affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. For the record, we have a Planning Division memorandum dated December 12th, 2024. Department of Environmental Control memorandum dated December 17th, 2024. Subjects located, it's title wetlands, so we'd have to address that. And Suffolk County Department of Planning, we have dated December 17th, 2024, decision of local determination. Okay. And we have a survey, by aerial land surveying, with the file date NA. Put a date on here. January 17th, 2024, and a tax map as an area map. What would you like to tell us?
Good
And
evening.
Mr. Chairman, there's actually 4 photographs
Keep forgetting you.
and a site plan by Alexis Spiro dated May 21st, 2024.
What would you like to tell us about the
Okay, good evening. Requesting permission to construct a 287 square foot sunroom addition on the rear of the home. We'd like to reduce the minimum side yard setback from 15 feet to 12 feet, reducing total side yard setback from 35 to 18.9, reduce the rear yard from 40 feet to 36 feet, and increase lot coverage from 15%. We've calculated the lot coverage at 29.2%. The building department denied the application at 34.25%. When they calculated it, they included the deck that's being replaced by the sunroom, as well as counted the 8 by 5.6 foot shed, which has been removed. So again, the actual lot coverage of the house, the sunroom with landing, the larger shed that is being kept, and the boardwalk is 1,462 square feet, and that's 29.2% that we'd like to increase from 15% allowed. Okay, we're also requesting permission to maintain that shed that I mentioned. It's 18.9 by 8.2 feet, holding a side yard setback of 2.3 instead of the required 10 feet. The side yard setbacks are already established, and the sunroom will not encroach any further than the original dwelling. It's non-heated, it's a seasonal sunroom, just going to be replacing the larger existing rear deck. Okay, and the rear yard setback relief is 10% relaxation. The shed has been there since around 2010, 2013. Our client purchased the home in 2016. It's abutting the neighbor's detached garage. It's strictly used for storage, and don't feel that it's a detriment to the neighbor, because as you can see, it abuts, and it's not impeding their view of the water or anything of that nature. And we read the planning comments, but if you'd like to go over that, you can go over that as well.
Turn the hearing over to Ms. Corditas.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good. Just to confirm, you said the sunroom is not heated?
Correct.
And the one shed has been taken down?
It has, yes.
All right, so Mr. Chairman, I will make a motion to delete variance number 7 on application 24-246.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good.
If the accessory building, the shed, is ever to be taken down, you agree that it to be rebuilt in a conforming location?
Yes, they would.
Okay. And you agree to the conditions listed on the planning memo?
So the conditions on the planning memo with regard to cutting back the deck, there's just a concern there with the 2-foot gap, because the way it's set up is sort of like a ramp that goes from the water directly to the shed. So if they cut that back, it's going to go right into the doorway of the shed, and he's just concerned with like tripping hazard, or I just don't know that it would make a huge impact. It's a common thing in that area to have a sort of ramp that goes, toward the water to your storage area. So I don't know if it's a major necessity to cut it back. He would do it if it's like absolutely, there's no way around it, but he's just worried that if you're cutting it back, that little area, and then how do you maintain the lawn there? You can't put a lawnmower in there. So it's just gonna look, I don't know, unkept in a way. He just wants it to look nice and neat and uniform, and be able to access the shed when you open the door, taking things out, and not have to worry about slipping off the side a little bit.
porous? What's it made of?
Yeah, it's,
And what's underneath?
like tracks, nothing, just dirt. Yeah.
So it could be cut back?
It could be cut back, but again, it's not gonna affect anyone. I mean, it's up against the fence line, it's not,
Right, but
you know,
we're
blocking
concerned
anything.
with drainage and everything, and we don't want to set a precedent with building on a zero lot line.
Understood. Again, it is porous, it's just decking.
So it could be cut back and be it could be in line with the deck also. The shed, rather.
Right, but it would be in line with the door opening of the shed. I don't know if you could tell from that. I could show you, do you have the photograph that shows the way it's sort of, it's like a leading right
We'd
into
have
the.
a gap in between it.
There'd be a gap, right? That's what he's afraid of. And because it's porous, it's not gonna change the way there is drainage or anything. It actually probably, like I said, will look odd because you can't maintain
Still
that
have
area.
drainage, it'll drain down.
Right, it drains underneath.
Any other questions from the board?
I have no further
Do we
questions,
need
Mr.
this,
Chairman.
recalculated or no? Because she gave us a different number than
29.2.
coverage.
Okay, so could update the plans for coverage percentage for us?
I believe it's already on the plans.
29.2?
It is
To amend
29.2.
the application, or do we need plans for it?
So the shed that was removed, the sunroom replaces the larger deck area. And so when you recalculate the home, the sunroom with the landing, the large shed, and the boardwalk, it's 1,462 square feet, and that's 29.2%. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, so we're going to hold the record open for the plans examiner's review.
Understood.
Okay?
Would they agree to conditions that the
Yes,
deck will
sorry.
not be heated, and that if they were to allow you to keep the wood deck, that if it were to come in to prepare, they would have to replace the storming condition?
Yes, they would agree to that condition.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, thank you. We're going to hold it open. Reserved decision.
Close the hearing, record open.
Close the hearing, record open for the plans examiner's review.
All right.
Thank you, happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Happy holidays, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Application 24-244, Flatlands Property LLC. How is this? Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Raymond Caliendo, Art of Form Architectural Services with offices at 159 Broadway, Amityville, New York. With me is our project manager, Frank Speciale, who will be doing the primary presentation.
You affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Name and address for
Good
the
evening.
record.
Frank Speciale, Project Manager at Art of Form Architects, 159 Broadway in Amityville.
And you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memorandum dated December 12, 2024. Department Environmental Control Memorandum dated December 17, 2024. Fire Marshal's Report dated December 19, 2024. See the report. No violations at this time. You have a survey by Aerial Land Surveying. There's a date. Dated April 23rd, 2023. Tax map as an area map. And correspondence dated December 18th, 2024, with some,
Item number 4, and you just got to pass up as well.
Same thing or separate?
It's the same thing.
what would you like to tell us about this application? What do we need to do?
This,
yeah.
there's 5 photographs, there's 5 photographs and a site plan by Art of Form Architecture dated June 1st, 2023.
Okay, you're up.
We are here seeking permission for a parking variance from 39 spaces to 18. To give some background, the owners purchased the property in 2023 in hopes of expanding their business. They have an existing warehouse located at 400 Smith Street, only a few properties east of the discussed property. Their goal is to revitalize the existing building that was previously in poor condition. They will not be expanding the footprint of the building in any ways and have hired civil engineers to work with the existing site to maximize the amount of parking spaces while still allowing a full fire truck access lane around the perimeter of the building, as well as add the required refuge enclosure. In addition, the owner has written a letter to better explain some of the information to help you guys fill in the blanks. Would it be all right if I read that out loud? Yeah. To expedite your decision to grant the parking variance, we would like to clarify some information. We have a maximum of 5 employees on property. This includes the number of employees for both the office, 3 people, and the warehouse, 2 people. The hours of operation are between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., with occasional deliveries at 8 a.m. due to driver schedules beyond our control. On average, we have 2 scheduled deliveries a week. Each delivery utilizes a van not larger than a Mercedes Sprinter XL van, and they've included photos. The primary use of the facility will be as a warehouse storage. The building will not be open to the public, and only hired employees and delivery personnel will be using the lot. They have been operating at 400 Smith Street since early 2019 and are calculating their numbers based on experience and certainty. Since 2019, we have kept our building site clean, neat, and not caused any issues to our neighbors or our town. We humbly request approval for this variance and thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Mr. Charles M. Park, the CEO of Flatlands Property LLC. He is also here today. In addition to the letter, I would also like to state that they're going to be remaining in 400 Smith Street and will continue to use both warehouse spaces. They are primary use warehouse storage for health and beauty supplies, for example, hair shampoo, conditioner, body wash, etc., just as a storage/delivery service.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe this letter and your presentation has really answered all the questions. You would agree to a condition that there would be no outside storage there, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Or vehicles.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, all good. I make a motion to approve application 24-244 with the condition that there will be no outside storage of vehicles or materials. We need a time? Second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
This concludes our live portion of live